news is kind of coming back to us in regards to the Dallas Goedert injury. And it ain't good, guys. I hate to say it, but it's looking like he has broken a bone inside of his forearm, or fractured it, I should say, not break. But it's still pretty bad, guys. I mean, we're talking about probably missing up to 4 weeks or 4 games for Dallas Goedert, and that sucks, man, because we were already struggling in the run game, and Dallas Goedert is one of those larger aspects to how effective our run game can be. The offensive line is Exhibit A. Jalen Hurts is probably that part B of being able to actually manipulate boxes and get +1. Dallas Goedert and how effective he is in that role, probably part 3 or part C of it, if you will. With that said, a name has popped up in terms of the veteran mercenary market. That's a little interesting. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see this name coming, to be quite honest, which is Rob Gronkowski. I don't know how likely it is that Rob Gronkowski would actually sign with Philadelphia, but I do want to make a case for why maybe he'd come out of retirement for this. I don't have a lot of hopes here, guys, but nonetheless, let's get into it. What's up, Cerebral Football fans? My name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. So I want to present the way that I would kind of like get this out there to Rob Gronkowski if I was the Eagles front office. Like, in my opinion, I think Rob Gronkowski really enjoys the villain role, being able to play kind of like the villain, if you will. And what bigger villain is there in the NFL right now than the Philadelphia Eagles? Come on, man. We're all watching these national media, syndicated shows that keep hoping every week that someone else does their dirty work and knocks us off for them. I think it's a selling point to Rob Gronkowski. Come join the evil empire. We know that once upon a time, you went on the pregame coverage for the Super Bowl and said that back in 2021, you felt this offense was a little high school Harry-like. It was a little high schoolish, if you will.
I felt kind of like they were a high school team at the moment, trying to figure out their system, squeak their way into
With that said, who could give you a better opportunity to play the role of the big, bad bully and a villain outside of this city right here, guys? Come on. Philadelphia, I think, would be a beautiful fit for him, actually. I don't think he realizes how well he would actually come into this culture around this city and how well it would be, how great of a fit it would be, to be quite honest. That would be my selling pitch to Rob Gronkowski as kind of that mercenary veteran option on the market at the tight end position. Because, to be honest, I mean, outside of Dan Arnold and maybe some much older names at the veteran, tight end receiving market, I don't know that there's like a really clear-cut answer to how you even remotely replace a guy like Dallas Goedert. I mean, I don't think there's easy additions that can be made that gives you that kind of production. Even Rob Gronkowski. I like, Big Rob, but be real with you. At this stage in his career, he's not Dallas Goedert, to be quite honest. But, come on, man. You get to be the big bully. You get to play here as the ultimate villain inside of this city. You get to experience what it's like to be on the other side of this thing for the Eagles into Dallas and kind of get that hype, get that feel for what it's like. I mean, I know he knows New England and he knows Buffalo, and that was a pretty big, rivalry in itself. But, New England and the Jets. But come to see what it's like in the NFC East opposed to the AFC East in terms of these rivalries. Like, I definitely think there's a selling pitch here to try to get him to come in the play. Then it's like, look, it's not like he would disappear per se from our offense. Like, we do run a lot of 2 tight end set stuff. Like, even when Dallas Goedert were to return, now we got 2 big physical bullies out there at the tight end position. I think there's some intrigue if you play your cards the right way. However, I don't know what his commitment is to football, guys. I mean, he retired once before, and then he was brought back by one of his really close friends in Tom Brady to play with them inside of Tampa Bay. I know that he came back because he wanted to have the enjoyment, right? I mean, they said they lost a little bit of the enjoyment there playing in New England, to be fair. And I'm not trying to take shots at New England, but that's pretty much what they said. And they felt that kind of open freeness when they got to Tampa Bay. Can you imagine what it'd be like for these dudes to play for the Eagles and Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts in this city and being brought into that type of environment and just what it would do to them in terms of the adrenaline when they got out there on the field? I do think sneakily this is like a really good fit between player and organization, and then especially between player, the roster that's constructed around him, and then the need for a said player to fill in and play that. So yeah, like it caught my attention. As I stated earlier in the video, though, I mean, I probably wouldn't be out here waging on the possibilities of this happening. I mean, it still seems like you'd have to do a lot of convincing for this to work. But if we were going to bring in a veteran name that wasn't Dan Arnold and someone that's already kind of been in the system a little bit, and we were going to bring in like kind of the big star name that could still maybe potentially give you a little something, I don't mind Gronkowski at all. I don't mind Big Rob out there playing. I think that's a really good fit for the city, for the scheme, and for just the physical nature of what this team could be, because I do think that we need to get a little dirty, a little nasty again in the run game. And I do think that, you get a guy like Rob Gronkowski, you get a guy like Dallas Goedert, and I give Jack Stoll credit. Jack Stoll can run block. I'm a little iffy on his pass protection sometimes, but as a run blocker, he can get nasty out there. You put those three guys together, I think you got something, man. I think you would definitely have something that would be a little exciting to watch, right? The product on the field, I think, would uptick a little bit. I think there'd be a little bit more excitement around the organization, Same thing that Julio did. I mean, it's not like Julio's playing like this huge role for the Eagles, but he's a solid like third, fourth guy coming off the bench. You got this veteran guy. You got this guy that gives you a lot of like, those traits that you want, from the physical size to the strong hands. So that he knows exactly where to be in terms of route development, which is a big thing for the quarterback. The worst thing for a quarterback is to hit your drop step and to do not be where he's supposed to freaking be. It's the worst thing in the world because it often leads to you getting hit, to be quite honest. Like, I like it. I don't know that it would happen. I like it, though. I'm not going to lie. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time and attention. Leave your comments down below. If this is the first time you caught my video and you enjoyed today's discussion, I'd love to add you to the Cerebral Football community. Just need you to hit that subscribe button to do that. And with that said, guys, peace. I'm out of here.